Hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of.
Getting
I
that
left you hanging
AMD. I did.
there. Yeah, right. Welcome back. We talk everything medical school related, everything medicine related, as you watch us go to our journey to get into medical school.
Yeah. Or pharmacy school, I guess, for this video, huh?
That's right. That's right. So what's today's topic?
Today's topic is how to get into pharmacy school. So let's get into it. So what you need to do, so it's kind of like the medical school, kinda, but you just need to do 2 years. Medical school requires you to do at least 4. This is just 2 before you get into the school. So, or you can do 4. Some schools do require 4, but I think that's less less common now. Mostly just 2.
And that's 2 years of bachelor's, like general eds, or
Yeah, so the classes are next. So it's like Gen Chem, OChem, English,
are you saying that
statistics.
this is too uncommon and now people don't do this anymore?
No,
They don't
two's
do the
common.
4-year route?
Yeah, two's common. 4 years, some people would do, but 4 years is just more money, really.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could just do a community college for your classes you need to be good to go. Because technically, there's a pre-pharm program or pre-med program, but they're pretty much the same classes, so it really doesn't matter.
Mhm.
So the classes are like general chemistry, organic chemistry, biology, English, statistics, biochemistry. Physics is capitalized here because some schools don't require physics while some do. So let's just check your school you want to get into about that. Also, microbiology has this question mark behind because some people's schools don't require this as well. Same with cell biology, anatomy, and some schools require anatomy, some don't. So, West Virginia, when I went to apply to West Virginia, they didn't require anatomy. Now they do. Last time I heard, so I could be wrong.
Mm.
And then you have the PCAT, so it's like the MCAT, but shorter. I forget the length of it, but it's shorter than the MCAT. It's not as hard either. Average GPA to get in pharmacy school is around 3.3, so it's not as hard as medical school, but once you get in, it gets pretty rough. So,
The PCAT takes 4.5 hours to complete,
okay.
including a break.
Yeah, I don't think it took that long. I don't. I just fly through exams and it's called a day. And then volunteer places. Same thing with medical school. Every school wants to see that you're trying to help out your community. Especially if you're in the community of the school already, like if you're in West Virginia and you're trying to West Virginia pharmacy school or medical school, and you're already like in the community helping out, and they see that, that looks really good on your resume or application as you would. So, and be consistent when you volunteer. Don't just go out and volunteer one place for like 2 hours, one place here for 2 hours. Start like one place for a long time or a couple places for a long time. That just helps like show that you're committed to helping that one organization out or helping that cause, as you will. So some other advice I have for you. Look at the school-specific requirements as they do differ. As I said before, some of the coursework will differ between schools and schools. Some schools probably won't even require certain course, like they require you to hit certain competencies, which you see for some medical schools now. So it's like, oh, did you hit the science competency? It just means you take science courses that make you feel like you hit that. So it's just kind of a different way some schools are doing it. Also, if you go to a different state, you also need to learn that state's law, and also part of your home state's laws as well, most likely. So if you're living in New York and you're going to move to California, now you have to learn. Well, you're probably going to be a pharmacist in New York where your family is, but you also need to be a pharmacist part of where you're going to be living at probably for 4 years. So you need to learn both states' laws. So that's just something you keep in your mind too, that it can get confusing, and depending on how drastic you move for your pharmacy school, it could get really confusing real quick. So like New York requires a compounding exam as well, while California also has its own special exam it takes, top of the other exams. So your rotations will also be in that state. So if you hate that state, do not apply. So if you apply to West Virginia, expect to be in middle of nowhere, West Virginia, for at least 1 or 2 rotations, at least. So if you hate the state of West Virginia, don't apply to that state because you'll be in it. They don't really send you out of the state, and if they do send you outside of the state, you're paying for the hotel most likely, and you're paying for whatever else fees you have to pay for it.
Wait, you have to pay that out. Wow.
Yeah, if you're in state, it's fine. They'll give you like your room and board and whatever it's called. I mean, you pay for your like tuition and stuff for your rotations, but
Well, yeah, 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 yeah,
I had a
yeah.
friend who had a rotation at going to the beach pretty much in South Carolina. That was a rotation she could have picked. She picked it, but she had to pay out of pocket for it, and then they canceled it on her, and they wouldn't give her the money back. So be aware of that. If you're leaving a state, your rotation's pretty much not guaranteed, and they could cancel it like that on you after you already paid like the rent and the hotel bill and everything for the housing, and you might not get that money back. So there's also that. So if you like the state, apply to. If you hate the state, don't apply. Also, some schools have a program where if you keep a certain GPA, like your first 2 years, you'll be automatically accepted into the program. I mean, still have to go through like the formalities of like applying, interviewing stuff, but you're pretty much already accepted, so it's a lot less stress on you. I mean, some medical schools do this as well, but it's a lot more rare for this. But this happens as well for medical schools. But if you do get a school like this, it's kind of nice not to have the stress, you know? This is like, I just have to pass my classes, I'm good to go, you know? Wouldn't that be nice, Mitchell?
It would be nice.
Just be like, oh, I'm already accepted to medical school, you know? I'm all good, you know?
Yeah, there was this one girl in my organic chemistry one class. She was already accepted into an Erie program. Um, so she had like she was accepted as a DO. So she literally saved $300 for the exam. She literally saved like thousands of dollars for medical school applications because she was already accepted into that program.
Yeah, Erie looks at your SATs as well, so you either need an MCAT score or SAT if you're thinking about Erie for medical school. Also, Erie is pretty cheap, and it's a for pharmacy it's a accelerated program, so it's 3 years. So there's also that.
But I know she got into LECOM University. I think LECOM DO
Yeah,
school.
I know. I
Mm,
got you.
okay.
I was just telling him while we're on the LECOM topic, the LECOM pharmacy school there, it's an accelerated program as well. It's 3 years,
Oh,
and
oh.
it's cheaper. And then the program there also you can take the SAT
Wait,
or the
the whole program is just 3 years?
oh, it's 5 years total if you count your undergrad, but like
Okay,
the
okay,
pharmacy
okay,
part's
okay.
3 years. It's accelerated, so it's 1 year faster. It's pretty cool. Also,
Interesting.
also LECOM has the cheapest medical school tuition in the country. I think it's up there, the
Does it
cheapest.
really?
It's like 30 some thousand.
I really don't want to live in the middle of nowhere though.
Erie's not the middle of nowhere.
Well, I mean, you do have a lake, and my car will rust. But I guess it's the price you have to pay for cheap school. I don't know.
Apparently,
Anyways,
people like the school though, so it's pretty good for pharmacy and medical school. The only problem is they have a dress code you have to follow, but if you guys don't care about that, it's fine.
I heard that there is dress code.
Yeah, there's a dress code. You have to wear ties to class and stuff, but yeah. Hey, that's not an Erie video, but yeah, just look into that. Look into the school's requirements, the weird requirements like dress codes, food and water policies. That's a big one. So just look into that as well.
Oh yeah, I've heard some nightmares.
Yeah, so that gets into looking at school specific requirements for pharmacy or medical school. So again, hitting on that medical school and pharmacy time. And then also shadow a pharmacist, please, or two to make sure you really want to go into the field. And talk about this during your interview. Like, show them that you actually know what's going on. Show them like you talk to pharmacists and you kind of understand what's going on. Like, I shadowed a pharmacist before, and I just stood there and chatted with him. And didn't really learn anything about pharmacy at all. And I shadowed that for like 40 hours, and I didn't really learn anything at all from that experience. So, shadow him and actually trying to learn about the job more instead of just chatting to chat. Which is, I think some pharmacists don't want to chat with you too much, but some will. So you just find someone who wants to let you shadow and stuff. And if you're an undergrad, some programs will actually like kind of help you find someone else let you shadow them. But you just have to ask around the school too. And sometimes your PCAT score is sometimes the least important factor to the admission team. Could you imagine that having your MCAT score being the least important factor?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Like for example, West Virginia, their PCAT score is like the lowest thing on the requirement list. They sent me a list of things when I was applying, like what they think of like the highest priority. Your GPA was like 40% of your acceptance. Like your GPA was good, that's 40% of your acceptance already in. Volunteer and blah blah blah, like random stuff that you already have down is like more important than your PCAT. PCAT was like 10% or something like that. But yeah, to them, your PCAT score is not important at all. It might seem important to you, but to them, it's like, no. I guess that's probably school specific, but to West Virginia, it didn't matter too much. And apply early. This is the same thing for medical school. Apply early. The earlier you get in, the earlier you apply, the faster they can see your application before they get swarmed with all their really good applications. Especially if your stats are lower. Apply early. So, what questions do you have, Mitchell, about it? Any?
Um, no, because I'm not really applying to pharmacy school, but I'm pretty sure someone in the comments or someone watching, hearing this, listening to this, or reading it,
Or you
you
could
know,
be reading it too. You
uh,
don't know.
might want to ask something. So send us a DM, uh,
Everyone, Instagram,
or put it in the
Twitter,
or put it on
comments.
the comment below. Let us know what your question is, and we will find the answer for you. All right,
Yeah.
guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
We'll see you in the next one.
Have a blessed day.